guys, so I'm going to take this out for a quick run. Got a lot of power. This thing has got a lot of power. You already have a problem with it. Oh, put the drive shaft. Instantly put the drive shaft. Yeah, that was short lived. Hey guys, so this is after my run now with the Granite, and to be honest, I don't mind the Granite. I've since just had to repair my Granite because it had a lot of damage on this car. I literally, almost straight away when I first touched that accelerator, lost the drive shaft on the front. No idea how that happened. It just literally shot out. I have no idea how that shot out, but it did. Nothing broke, just straight out. And shortly after, whilst I was driving in 2-wheel drive, I then had one on the rear pop out as well. My opinion of this car is not bad, but the cost is the only thing that lets this thing down. It is not cheap. Let me tell you, this car's not cheap. Not for 1 second is it cheap. And my honest opinion, I would much rather an X-Maxx over the prices of this car. So, the drive shafts cost 20 quid for 2. Which isn't the end of the world. I mean, that's still not that expensive, but you want the uprated drive shafts, 40 quid for 2, and I don't know, it's not the most expensive car, as I said, but it's the parts are cheap. The parts are cheap, but still more expensive than a lot of cheaper cars out there. My problem with the price of this car is that the parts, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but they're quite expensive compared to the X-Maxx. In terms of a lot of repairs, you're paying X-Maxx prices on this, which is it's a nice car by all means. If someone's not got much money to spend on one and wants to buy one into the hobby, this is the easiest way to get yourself in X-Maxx territory without the size, but with the same cost. It would be this. Like I said, it's not a bad car, but now I've had the X-Maxx and I've now driven this and broken a few bits, and I think I'm going to go back to the X-Maxx, but instead of this. It'd be nice to have the Granite S and the X-Maxx, but as I said, the X-Maxx is over £1,000, so it's not cheap. So anyways, I'll show you the parts that I've changed if I can. Oh, still got my LiPo connected. I literally just took it out for a quick run. I didn't film anything. I took it out for a quick run just to make sure that everything was all good on it. So that's probably a few hours ago. It's not been connected up long, but yeah, anyways, besides the point. Let's see if I can show you these drive shafts. So I've got, see that in there. Let's see if I can get my phone. It might help. That does help. If you can see the drive shaft in there, it's just here. It's a completely different design on it. They're the upgraded ones. So I priced up all of the parts individually. This is something that really irritated me about this car. I priced up all the parts individually, and I came up with a price to change all 4 on this car, drive shafts, and it came up to about £158. This is all the parts just for the drive shafts individually, so 60 quid. 2 drive shafts, all the individual bits, 60 quid. And same again for the front, because it's the same drive shafts front and back. And when I saw the price, I was just like, what the hell? I mean, 150 quid, that's half the price of rebuilding a diff, the full diff on the back end of the X-Maxx. In fact, the diff cups, they're 40 quid on the X-Maxx, there's 2 of them 40 quid. The drive shafts, I think, are £18 each, and that's all the way through to the wheel. So in actual fact, the X-Maxx is cheaper. If you go by the individual parts, the X-Maxx is cheaper. But then, luckily, I didn't buy them. I went to my model shop, my local one, which was Redfin, and they had them for 40 quid for a pair, which is much more reasonable, because who pays £60 for 2 drive shafts on a small RC car like this? I mean, the X-Maxx's ones aren't even 60 quid complete. So yeah, as I said to you, this is the one problem I've got with Armour. You buy individual bits instead of a whole assembled pieces, it costs far more. And I can't hate on this car because it is still very durable, it's very capable, it's running on 4S on a standard motor, but just with an upgraded ESC. So I'm going to take this car out off-roading on 4S before I make my judgment as to whether I like this car or not, because on pavement, forget it. This 3S is your limit on pavement. I wouldn't even push 4S on pavement. I wouldn't want to, but you could, but I would not want, not stock. I mean, it's too much sloppiness going on with the steering. The steering's like all over the shop. It doesn't know what it wants to do when you've got that accelerator on. In a minute, all of the weight's on the back as you're accelerating. This is just, which is no good. So I'm gonna give it a run tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Maybe in a couple of days. Give these batteries a good charge up and go take it for another blast off-road. Do the jump, do some off-roading, and I'll come back and give you my final review on this car. But as it sits right now, I'm a little disappointed with it. I mean, I think the reason why I'm disappointed with it though is because I've had the X-Maxx, and it kind of feels, because it's quite small, a little embarrassing to bring this car out, especially when it can't keep power down. So I'm going to try it off-road. It just as a small RC car, bearing in mind I'm used to the big ones, it just feels like I'm coming out of a toy rather than an actual RC grade hobby. Even though it is an RC grade hobby, you know, like a full-on hobby grade RC basically. Sorry. Yeah, so it just looks like a toy when it's going around, but in actual fact it's a bit more under the hood than people realise. So yeah, anyways, shell was nice and cheap on this car. I had a look, about 30 quid. I mean, at that price, I mean, I wouldn't mind trashing a shell. I really wouldn't mind trashing a shell if I can get a painted one for 30 quid. So catch you YouTubers in the next video, and we'll see how this thing rolls.